Good morning, sir, ladies and gentlemen. So today we will presentation about flooding in Sumatra. The disaster was so bad because the land could not handle the water anymore. Over the year, forests that used to soak up rain were cut down. The land was cleansed for farms, manures, and building. The important laws to protect the environment was not enforced. This was a human choice. It's not just bad luck. Because of this choice, the voters had nowhere to go. It was straight into people's home and farm, causing terrible damage. This means the floods weren't just a natural disaster, they were a man-made disaster. This could change everything. If the problem was caused by human decision, then the solutions cannot just be the rebuild the same way. The real recovery must fix the choice that's raised to damage into the first phase. This must protect the lands and the right of the peoples living on it. Only then can we stop these cycles of disasters happening again.
When the flood hit North Sumatra, the news mostly blamed the weather. Heavy rain and strong winds were described as the main causes, as if nature suddenly attacked without warning. The rain was intense, but that is not the only full story. In reality, the water had nowhere to go, and hundreds of people lost their homes and even their lives. Experts point out that the disaster became worse because the land could no longer absorb water. Forests that once worked like a natural sponge have been replaced by plantation, mining area, and construction projects. So when the rain falls today, it does not only soak into the ground, it flows straight into the neighborhoods, carries mold, and causes severe flooding. Blaming the rain is too simple. It hides a deeper problem. Floods like this happen not only because of bad weather, but because of policies have ignored the environment. And if we only talk about the rain, we avoid discussing the decision that damaged the land in the first place. That is the real issue we need to face.
The flash flood in North Sumatra has left us with painful images. Families losing their homes, children looking for safety, and communities trying to stand strong in the middle of chaos. It's heartbreaking to see our fellow Indonesians suffer like this. As a defense management student and someone who works with village every day, this disaster feels very personal. It also reminds us that the real defense is not only about protecting the borders. It is about protecting our people, especially those in the village who often face the disaster with limited support. Many of them are prepared only with courage, not with the tools. Their strength is admirable, but they should not stand alone. The government has mobilized emergency teams and provide shelters, and our people also try to reach out to victims. But I believe that we must go further. Disaster response should not only be reactive, it must become proactive. Stronger early warning system, safer village planning, and continuous training for local communities. And after all this tragedy, We hope we learn to build safer, stronger village that can warn their people early, respond quickly, and recover with dignity. And as we rebuild, let us remember that resilience is not just about structure. It is about humanity, compassion, and standing together. Because when our village stands strong, our nation stands strongest together.
From an environmental law standpoint, the 2025 North Sumatra flood highlights serious weaknesses in regulatory enforcement and ecological governance. Key environmental legal instruments such as a permit for land conversions, environmental impact assessment, and protections for critical watershed area were not effectively implemented. As a result, widespread deforestation, plantations expansions, and illegal logging continue with minimal oversight, reducing the region's natural flood buffering capacity. The lack of monitoring and meaningful sanctions against violators show that compliance mechanisms were either weak or inconsistently applied. Moreover, environmental law wasn't fully integrated into spatial planning or disaster risk reductions, leaving infrastructure and communities exposed to intensified flooding. Overall, these disasters illustrate how insufficient enforcement, fragmented authority, and lax environmental governance contributed directly to the severity of the floods and amplified the human and environmental losses.
In the disaster case in Sumatra, it becomes clear that the ecological damage is not merely the result of natural forces, but the cumulative impact of political decisions that prioritize short-term gains over long-term sustainability. Large-scale deforestation, the issuance of concession in fragile peatland areas, and weak regulatory oversight have created an unstable ecological foundation. When policy allows land conversion without considering any environmental carrying capacity, the risk of landslides, floods, and widespread forest fires increase significantly. In this sense, today's disasters are the logical consequence of governance that failed to place ecosystem as a core priority. Political decisions thus not only shape land use, they determine whether a region remains resilient to environmental pressures or become increasingly vulnerable to catastrophic events.
To prevent flooding from recurring in North Sumatra, several targeted and practical actions must be taken. First, conduct large-scale reforestation in upstream regions such as Karo, Dairi, and North Tapanuli. Replant trees in burned or critically damaged areas and deploy joint patrol teams to stop illegal logging around the Belawan and Dairi watersheds. Second, implement regular river normalization. Major rivers like the Dairi River, Babura River, Belawan River, and Perkut River must be dredged annually to remove sediment built up. Illegal settlements and structures blocking river flows must be cleared without compromise. Third, upgrade and expand the drainage system in Medan and surrounding areas. Construct new drainage channels in flood-prone zones such as HM Yamin Street, Gatot Subroto Street, and the Medan Maimun area. Increase the number of infiltration wells in public areas and new housing developments. Fourth, restructure the waste management system. Install trash barriers at key rivers intersections, especially along the Dairi and Belawan rivers. Enforce strict penalties for dumping waste into waterways and increase waste collection frequency in densely populated neighborhoods. Fifth, develop water retention ponds in strategic area. New retention ponds should be built in regions like Marelan, Medan, Johor, and Tembung, which are natural collection points for runoff. These ponds will help hold excess water before it reaches residential areas. Sixth, implement technology-based early warning system. Install automatic water level sensors on major bridges such as Seimati Bridge and Simalingkar Bridge. Integrate the data into BPBD early warning system to show residents receive real-time alert. 7. Establish and integrate multi-agency task force. This task force should include BPBD, Public Works, and Environmental Agency, local government, universities, and community organization. Their responsibility is to update flood risk maps every 6 months and ensure the mitigation plans are carried out effectively. Finally, designated permanent flood red zones areas along the Deli Blawan and Babura river banks must be declared restricted zones where permanent construction is prohibited. Gradual relocation programs should be implemented to reduce the number of residents living in high-risk zones. If these specific actions are implemented consistently, North Sumatra can significantly reduce flood risk and build stronger long-term resilience.
Continuing from the previous presentation that explained the cause and impact of the flash flood disaster in North Sumatra, now I will focus on recommendation and proposed action that should be taken to prevent similar tragedies in the future. First, environmental rehabilitation must become the top priority. The flash flood occurred partly because the upper watershed area experienced severe forest degradation. So deforestation program and reforestation of damaged catchment area are urgently needed to bring back the natural capacity of the land to absorb rainwater and control surface runoff. Second, the government needs to strengthen land use regulation of enforcement. Several activities such as mining, large-scale plantation, and unsustainable land conversion have taken place near sensitive ecological zones. A systematic review of existing permits and strict law enforcement against illegal and clearing are essential steps to reduce environmental pressure. Third, spatial planning must be guided by risk maps. Residential area and public facilities should not be developed in the zone that are prone of flooding or landslide. Future infrastructure development should be take into account hydrological pattern, slope stability, and disaster vulnerability. Next, an early warning system should be implemented and optimized. Technology for monitoring rainfall, river levels, and soil movement must be linked to a communication network that can be immediately alert local residents when danger is detected. Finally, long-term recovery requires transparent governance and sustained cooperation between provincial authorities, local government, environmental institutions, and community stakeholders. Disaster mitigation should not be treated as a short-term project, but as a continuous commitment. If these actions are implemented consistently, North Sumatra will be better protected from similar disasters in the future, and the safety of its people can be ensured. Thank you.